Let's have a look at how we can create extensions for Microsoft Viva Connection using the new model called bot-powered ACEs, using the Teams Toolkit and TypeScript. So we're going to use Teams Toolkit in VS Code. So first of all, let's have an overview of what a bot-powered ACE is. And basically, it is a relatively new technology introduced by Microsoft to extend the Viva Connection dashboard using a server-side technology instead of using a client-side technology like we used to do with the SharePoint framework-based adaptive card extensions. And with these new bot-powered ACEs, we can either use C# and .NET or Node.js and, for example, TypeScript and the bot framework for JavaScript to build experiences inside the Viva Connection dashboard. And those are really useful whenever you want, for example, to hide private algorithm or secret API keys or stuff like that in a backend infrastructure, which can be used if you are working on a client-side technology and you don't want to have in the client-side such kind of stuff like, as I said, private algorithms or secret APIs or stuff like that. When you do that, you basically build a bot. Behind the scenes of those adaptive card extensions, you build a bot. And when it is a bot built with the Teams Toolkit, it can even be a bot that you have already created to extend Microsoft Teams and that you want to enrich to also provide capability inside Viva Connection dashboard. When you create a bot-powered ACE, you can also consume Microsoft Graph or any other third-party API in a secure way using open authorization and Microsoft Entra ID. So it is a new and powerful technology that you can use to extend Viva Connection dashboard. So let me move to the demo and let's have a look at how you can build such kind of experiences right now using Teams Toolkit. So first of all, I want to show you how a bot-powered ACE looks like in the Viva Connection dashboard. And actually, it looks like any other adaptive card extension, to be fair. So this one that you see right here, this feedback card, which I have here in my Viva Connection dashboard, has been created using the bot-powered ACEs model. All of the others are based on the SPFX model, but you don't see from an end-user experience the difference. This one is just a sample to collect the feedback from a user. So I can say, hello, from my ACE, and I can submit this feedback through this UI. I can get back a response from the adaptive card, and I can also activate, as like is any other adaptive card extension for Viva Connection, I can activate the so-called quick view, which is an additional and extended view where I can build rich content based on the adaptive cards syntax. So this is the experience for an end user in a desktop environment, but the real key feature of the Viva Connection dashboard is that it is also really powerful when used in a mobile device. And that's why I want to show you also how it behaves in a mobile experience on a smartphone, for example. And here you can see exactly the same adaptive card extension running on my smartphone. I can still submit a feedback, I can get back a response, I can activate the quick view and get a feedback from there. So that's the idea of the adaptive card extension, which can adapt very easily on desktop and mobile experiences and are mainly designed to provide a good user experience in mobile devices. So now what we are going to do right now is to go through the steps to create an adaptive card extension with the bot-powered ACEs technology. And I also want to let you know that there is a new article that we just released on learnmicrosoft.com, which gives you the step-by-step guidance to build such a solution in your own development environment. And you can also find in the sample gallery of the community these new sample that we released yesterday, as well as here you can find the GitHub repository where you can find a bunch of samples, and specifically the one that I'm going to show you right now to collect the feedback using Teams Toolkit and TypeScript. I already pasted in the chat the links, so feel free to use them to dig into the topic. So now let's move to the keyboard and let's do something real and concrete. So first of all, I'm going to use the Teams Toolkit, as I said, and I'm in VS Code, so the Teams Toolkit for VS Code. When you activate the Teams Toolkit, you can create a new application. If you want to create a bot powered days, it has to be a bot application. You can start from the basic bot template. I'm going to use TypeScript. I need to use it or to specify a target folder where the solution will be stored, and then I need to provide a name for my solution, which could be, for example, hello bot powered ACEs or whatever you like, okay? This will be my solution. I will get the scaffolding of a new solution in Visual Studio Code. And what we have here is, aside from the bot itself, so from the class that defines the actual behavior of the bot itself, we have, thanks to how the Teams Toolkit works, we have the infra folder where we can find the bicep files, which will take care of doing the provisioning of the solution and of the services on Microsoft Azure. So here we will have all of the statement in bicep to create, for example, the web application which will host our bot, as well as the actual bot in the bot services of Azure, together with the channels that we want to use for the bot. Plus, we have an index file where we have the actual HTTP server running the bot and handling the messages that will be sent to the bot to provide the actual business logic of the bot. And we have the end folder where we have all of the environment files, as well as in the app package, we find a manifest.json file, which defines the solution that we're going to deploy in the Microsoft 365 target tenant. So when you scaffold the solution, that's what you get. Now, if you want to create a bot powered ACE, first thing first, you need to update one of the packages, because right now, with the current version of the Teams Toolkit, you get the bot builder with this version. Actually, we need to update with npm install bot builder to the latest version, and we want to save this new version. By doing that, we will upgrade to the latest one, which includes a bunch of new types which are related to the bot-powered ACEs. It takes a few seconds and it should be available. Once you have done that, I would suggest you and advise you to also do the npm install of all of the other packages right here if you want to work in the code base of your solution. And as soon as it will be ready, we can switch to the actual code of our bot and see what we need to do to create a bot powered ACE. And here we are. So let me go to the bot. And first of all, instead of having a bot for Teams, now we are going to slightly change the behavior of our bot, and we are going to inherit or to extend the SharePoint activity handler instead of the Teams activity handler. The SharePoint activity handler is still defined in the bot builder package. This new handler has been introduced to provide the capabilities of the bot-powered ACEs. So let me get rid of the actual content of this class. Let me show you that you can do the override of methods which are on SharePoint. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, on, let's see, on SharePoint. Actually, I'm not looking for this one. Most likely, I need to import all of the other packages. Sorry about that. npm e. But basically, inside the SharePoint activity handler, if I do F12, we can see that we have the business logic to handle a set of new actions like the get card view, get quick view, and many more, which will be the actions that we use to provide the business logic to run our adaptive card extension in the Viva Connection dashboard. So you can inherit from this type, and simply, let me now try again, it should be fine. So override on SharePoint, and here we are. So for example, I can have the on SharePoint task get card view method. I can override this one and provide a card view to activate in the UI of the user. Or I can override the on SharePoint get quick view if I want to provide one specific quick view in the rendering of the UI. And we also have a few other methods available that we can override, like override on SharePoint task handle to handle interaction with the user. So when the user will click buttons in the UI or the adaptive card extension, this method will be triggered. And all of these methods actually under the cover will simply rely on the handling of these actions for our bot. So if you already have a bot running in Teams and you just want to extend it, you can even just provide this custom logic on the overriding on the onInvoke activity and just provide additional logic for these messages. Or if you are creating a new bot powered ACE from scratch and you are not updating an existing bot for Teams, you can rather inherit from this type and provide your own implementation. Now, I want to show you an already ready to go bot powered ACE that I created. So let me switch to this solution where I inherit from SharePoint activity handler as before. And here what I did is to, first of all, define a unique ID for my bot powered ACE, which is something that we always need to do to identify the bot powered ACE in the dashboard. Then I defined a dictionary of card views of objects of type card view response, so that in the constructor of my bot, I simply define an object called ACE data of type ACE data, which will define a set of basic information for all of the card views that I will have in my ACE. And then I define all of the cards for my solution that I showed you before, the one to collect the feedback. So for example, I have the feedback card view, which is the one that I use to get the feedback from the user. And in this one, I create a card view response, which is based on the ACE data that I showed you before. And then we say that this is a text input card. So it's a card with an input type text. I have a title, I have a header, I have a body in which I have an input text field with this specific ID, and I have a footer with a button that the user can click to submit the feedback. Moreover, I can create another card view, which is the one to say, okay, I've got your feedback. So this will be an image card view. There are factory methods that we can use. And here I'm creating a card view, which will have on the right side an image and on the left side the actual feedback collected by the user. So again, I provide the header part of the ACE, I provide a text in the body of the ACE, and I provide an image, which will be the one rendered on the right side to show the feedback to the user. Now, once I have defined these card views and I collected them in the dictionary, whenever the user will need to activate through the UI a card view, the on SharePoint task get card views async method will be triggered, and from here I can provide the card view response that I want to render. And by default, I'm rendering the feedback one, which is the initial one. Then when the user will click on the button to submit the feedback, we will go to the on SharePoint task handle action async. And in this one, if the action is the submit action for the send feedback, well, we simply get the feedback value provided by the user in the request data, and we use it to provide the output to the user. And here I'm simply configuring the output to see, okay, this is the feedback that you provided me, but you can do whatever you want. And of course, if the user will click the OK button in the feedback form, we will go back to the initial form. Plus, whenever you want to render a quick view, in the ACE, you need to provide the implementation of this method. And here, using the adaptive card syntax, you can build an adaptive card and provide the output. So here, if you are used to developing adaptive cards, you can recognize how we can do that with ACEs. Once you've done that, you have to create or to update the manifest file to declare that you have a section of dashboard cards. And here you specify that you have a specific dashboard, which will match to the item that we just created as a bot-powered ACE. Here we use the ID of the bot that we created, and we reference the bot that we have in our solution. Once you're done with that, leveraging the Teams Toolkit, you just do the provisioning, deploying, and publish of the solution. It will become available online, and within 24 hours, it will become available also in the dashboard of the Viva Connections. And from there, you will be able to use the card and play with it and test it and so on and so forth. So this was a quick overview of what you need to do using the Teams Toolkit to create such kind of extensions for Viva Connection. Let me briefly go back to the slide deck just to remind you that there are a couple of useful links. The article that I showed you at the beginning and the sample that you can find on the sample gallery so that you can download it and play with it and create your own bot-powered ACEs with Teams Toolkit. I think that's all for me, Vesa. So back to you. Thank you.